News Radio Wham 1180 welcomes you to the Seniors Rock Show. The Seniors Rock Show, a lively weekly discussion shedding a bright light on aging with fun, entertainment, and important info for all adults. Join us with your comments or questions. Call or text 222-1180 or 1-800-295-1180. Now, from the News Radio Wham 1180 studios in downtown Rochester, here's your host, Joanna Palvino.
Welcome and good afternoon, everybody. I am your co-host I'm your host, I guess. And I do have a co-host. It's not Mike Robinson, though. He's off today. He's getting a well-deserved day off. But we have another Mike, and his name is Michael Mateo. And I'm sure you've heard his name before. He's pretty well known in these parts, and he's the general manager, CEO of the Village at Unity. And he's actually broadcasting from there today. It's a leisure care community, and they're located on Long Pond Road in Greece, and that's in New York State, right near us in Rochester. And the Village at Unity offers independent living services, and the Hamlet also there offers assisted living and memory care services. It is a continuum of care, as we say in the business. It's a beautiful campus with activities inside and out all through the year. And there's always something happening at the village and on that campus. And it could be any given day, and you might see my co-host walking around there. In fact, he's there today, as I said. Sometimes he has his very popular dog with him. His name is Loki, and I'm sure everybody there on the campus knows that beautiful dog. So he is fond of being there, and he does show it, and we're really happy that he's so thankful for what he does, and we're thankful for him. So thank you for joining us today, Mike Mateo.
Oh, thank you, Joanna. It's so great to see you guys. I really appreciate you having me on today. And yeah, I'm live from Crossroads, which is our restaurant that's open to the public here at the Village at Unity. Spring is upon us, and also, oh my gosh, after kind of a quiet Christmas and winter, we are revving up like crazy with stuff to do down here at the Village at Unity all summer long. We kick off on May the 4th. We're not celebrating Star Wars Day, but we could
Yeah.
with our spring fling. Then that is a craft fair with 50 vendors. We've got food, we've got entertainment and bands coming down. We bought the stage from Barnard Exempt this year, so we can do
Wow.
all kinds of events out on our village green. That's 12 to 3 on that Saturday. It's open to the public. Come on down. And then before you know it, it's June and our summer concert series kicks off. It's our 5th annual year. We're kicking off again with the Sky Coasters. We added a group this year called the Billy Joel 52nd Street Experience. It's a
Wow.
tribute band. We've never had them here before, so I'm really excited about that. Me and the boys will be back. Bob Greco is here. Tommy Brunette Band is coming, and we end the summer with Ruby Shoes. So, holy cow, hang on to your hats. It's just going to be a fantastic season down here at the Village at Unity.
And the perfect venue. It's almost like I don't wanna tell people about it because it is so cool to be there and to be so close to the stage and be around everyone. Everyone's happy and dancing and clapping. You've got the food trucks and you've got, all kinds of things there. I mean, ice cream, you've got wine and beer if someone wants a cocktail, and you've got regular beverages as well, the sodas and so on. But, I remember it, and I just the smaller venue, there's just something about it. It isn't tiny, but it's just the right size, and it's so comfortable. You bring your own chair, you can get something to eat, you can visit with everybody, and it is beautiful that you have the neighbors in as well as the residents.
Well, thanks. And yes, please tell everyone.
I
We
know, I'm kidding. I don't want yeah, it's
our
just that I just I'm selfish because I sat there with John
our
last
biggest
year and I
band
said,
is Ruby
This is awesome."
Shoes. Our biggest band is Ruby Shoes so far, and they pull in about 600 or 700 people. But it's
Yeah.
still all that same thing. Our concession stand does the food. Look for the Buffalo Bills themed truck. And oh my gosh, what fun! I love concert season. I can't wait to get this thing going. I really can't. What fun!
Yeah, and do the residents have a say in who comes? I know last year that I mean, you have sort of the same lineup. You said got one new one, but what a great lineup you had. I mean, that was pretty amazing that you have all of these really, big ticket bands that are coming to your venue.
It is, and the cool thing about having our own stage is we can do smaller concerts
Mhm.
that would be just more for residents and families and things like that. The the concerts that we do that are open for the public, we're looking for people that are going to help cross promote. You were talking about cross promoting before the show started. Cross promote on their websites and our websites, and we're drawing in people that never would think about. Oh my gosh, this is a senior community. Well,
Right.
as the theme of our show is, we don't look at it the same way. We look at things like, yeah, we're just got a little couple of years under our belt, but we're still ready to party.
Absolutely, and, that's what Seniors Rock is all about, it's staying active and having fun, and, of course, socializing is so important to your mental health, and actually, May is Mental Health Month. So, leisure care communities, they really do, walk the walk when it comes to that, and you do too, Mike.
Thank you. And it's fun. It's just a fun place to be. I can't think of being anyplace else. And every day is a brand new day for us. With just and my team is so amazing. I know Deanna's been on here several times. Deanna Crawford is our program manager, and she has just takes it and says, "Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. We can do that. We can do that." And whatever it ends up being, it's just off the charts. When Lynn Watson, who's our food and beverage director, comes up with it is Mental Health Month, she came up with meals that promote brain health. A lot of salmon, a lot of beans, a lot of things like that that continue to help people stay healthy and stay active. It's Deanna, and she doesn't brag on it, but I do.
Yeah.
There's over 200 events a month here at the Village
Wo
at Unity, and that's just the
Oh,
independent side.
wow.
It's a
Wow.
crazy amount of things that go on all day long, every single day. There's something going on. I
Yeah.
dare you to be bored. Dare you?
Yeah, exactly. And you have like, virtual reality glasses and all these things. People might think about a senior community as being, everyone's sitting around and just reading books, but no, you are really active there. And the other thing is, though, I should say, you can choose to be not as active if you want to. You could go sit out by that pond. I love the little sailboat club that you have there. And I'm telling you, I want a sailboat. I told John. And I mean, there's just fun things that you wouldn't think of on a campus like that.
It's the Rochester Model Yacht Club, and they
That's
they they
right.
called us a while back and said, "Can we float our yachts in your pond?" And I'm like, "Oh, that's not that big a pond." And then they told me it was models. I'm like, "Oh yeah, okay, sure." So they manage all of that. The ponds are actually owned by the hospital, and so it's a nice cooperation that folks come out and it's great to see people out there.
Yeah.
All of our sidewalks are connected, all of our hiking trails are connected, and you can walk a couple 3 miles in the course of a day, going from pond to pond. And what a great way to get outside and enjoy Rochester's weather because. Contrary to popular belief, it's not always yucky. There's
It's
lots
true.
of great days. Lots of great days to get
It's
out and
true.
enjoy.
I love seeing you appreciating that and appreciating all the things that happen there. And, that team you have behind you, like you mentioned, Deanna and all the other people there, you can see them. They're passionate. They're all around when there's things going on. There's nobody looking to find out where to go or whatever. You don't even have to look sideways and they're there to help. So you've got a great team. Thank you for that. And I
You
wanted
are
to say,
welcome.
I can tell you love what you do professionally, Mike, but I know you also have a newfound passion outside of the village campus. And I'm talking way outside of the campus because we talked about this last year. I understand you've got some traveling plans coming up. Tell us how you're taking how you took that last trip and how that
I
opened the
do.
door for you.
So we have family down in Texas, and they are very big travelers, and they invited us to go with them on a cruise of Europe last year. So we did the European trade routes, but I thought, oh my gosh, I'm leaving the United States. I'm way out of my comfort zone here, but the cruise line we were on was amazing. We had a fantastic time. I reminded myself to journal every day so I could remember what I had seen. And
Great.
then I guess we kind of got bit by the travel bug because this summer, going with the same couple, we are going up we're flying to Iceland and
Wow.
doing Iceland, Greenland, Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island, and ending up in New York City for a couple of days. For us in New York, going to New York City is like, yeah, but if you are in from Texas, this is the trip.
Oh, yeah.
And then we just last week booked our next winter cruise. We're doing the Mediterranean and flying to Athens and ending up in Rome. So my wife Louise is going to get to see her home country of Malta. Her dad was Maltese, and I get to see the family land in Sicily. And oh my gosh, just I never thought I'd be doing this in my whole life. 'Cause, where I live, I hesitate to leave the hill, but we're looking really forward to these. What fun!
Excellent, excellent to hear. And folks, take a chance sometime like Mike did and get out there and try something. You might love it. So, and like you, Mike Mateo, today's older adults are seeking more of life's journeys and new experiences. You know that. And that's what we do about on this show. Leisure care communities like the Village at Unity, they inspire people to embrace joy and purpose in their lives. And that's so important. I mean, why would we be here without those things? Thank you for your dedication and best wishes and all your travels, Mike.
Thank you so much. Looking forward to it. I'll let you know how it goes.
Absolutely, and you're not going anywhere because you're staying with me for the rest of the show, but next, Jeff Flaherty's gonna be with us, and he's from Wise Home Energy, and he's gonna educate us about heat pumps. I didn't know what the heck they are, so we're gonna find out. He'll be with us right, after this break, so stay there and stay here on News Radio WHAM 1180.
I am so excited to introduce our next guest and see what he's got to say. I'm Mike Mateo, and I'm introducing Jeff Flaherty's company. Wise Home Energy has won multiple Contractor of the Year awards by NYSERDA, and that's the New York State Energy Research and Development Authority. Jeff's a pro when it comes to making a home efficient and cost effective. Welcome back to the Seniors Rock Show, Jeff Flaherty.
Yeah,
Hey,
welcome
Mike
back.
and Joanna, thank you so much. Nice to be
Great.
back here.
It's great to see you, and I've seen you around. I know you're working a lot, and it's great to see you, as I said. But I'm going to start some questions because I want to get to this heat pump thing. What the heck is a heat pump?
Yeah, a heat pump is really different than our traditional type of heating sources. When you think of gas, let's think of our gas grill. When we turn on that gas, the gas is burned and converted into the heat that we cook our food or in our house would heat our home. A heat pump does not take the electric and create the heat. It actually just moves it back and forth from indoors to outdoors, and similar to the way your refrigerator actually removes heat from it and dumps it behind the refrigerator.
Aha! Now I remember. I saw one down at Canisius Lake. I was recently visiting a friend, and there was a thing outside of the house. That's what it was, right? Like a long
Typically,
panel.
yeah, we're starting to see a lot of them. So
Yeah.
they'll have an outdoor unit condenser similar to a central air conditioner, and then one or more indoor units depending on what the design is.
All right, so color me interested because I live down in the Finger Lakes in a house that my wife and I built by ourselves, and we've been piecing together heat sources from wood stoves to gas fireplaces to baseboard heat. All right, so how does this thing work? Walk me through it.
Sure. We got a couple different types, really. There's the geothermal, which is pulling the heat out of the ground through a tubing system, or putting the heat back into the ground in the summer, and that's a ground source. And then there's the air source, which is a little more of the common type, and that's moving the air from the heat, dumping it out in the air outside, or dumping the heat into the home. And that comes in really two different types. There's a ductless, which is really what you see a lot of people advertising. It's the little 4-foot head on the wall, and those can be positioned in different rooms. And then there's the ducted, which really just kind of replaces your traditional gas or propane furnace.
So when it hits -10 on my hill in Prattsburg, New York, this thing is going to heat my house? Really?
Yeah, that's the amazing thing, Mike. There's a lot of people that don't think it works. So it does. It loses its efficiency a little bit at that stage. And the important thing that we always do is design that home to that coldest day. And one of the things we can do is we can either do a dual fuel. So if you have propane or natural gas, there's the option to add the heat pump and use the appropriate fuel based on the temperature. Or if it's just all electric, we can add a resistance backup that in these very, very cold temperatures, that electric resistance could pop on and carry the load if needed.
All right, so walk me through the bookends of cost here. What are we talking about for you to come down and put one of these in my house?
Sure. So each home is, going to be designed differently. But what we're finding is when we start getting into the New York State grants, there's a few different types. One is for everybody through the utilities. We get a nice rebate from there. And then either tax credits are now making this really just completely comparable to traditional heat sources like propane and natural gas. And then operationally, that is going to be typically much more efficient than our older style 70 and 80% type furnaces, more efficient than propane and oil, and about on par with our high efficiency natural gas furnaces for operating costs.
Wow. Okay, so it sounds like there's a lot of benefits. Can you just kind of recap those for us?
Sure. I mean, some of the main ones, if you go all electric, you don't have a natural gas or carbon monoxide type potential. So you've ruled that right out of the home, which is colorless, odorless gas created by your oil, your propane, your natural gas appliances that you could end up in your home. And if you didn't have an alarm, you could be in real trouble there. And then just getting rid of, if you went all electric, your natural gas meter has a charge each month. So you're going to spend about $230 a year, whether you use gas or not. So if you can disconnect off the service. And the technology is really going there with some of the renewables. It's a cleaner a heat and cool source with some of our solar and hydro renewable energy sources around here.
So it heats and cools, and it takes the place of your furnace and your air conditioner?
It does. It does. Yeah, it's
Wow.
we prefer to do the ducted when we can. And Peter coming up in the next segment can talk about how the ductwork can be used to clean the air, and if it's not cleaning properly or the ducts get dirty, he can jump in and clean those ducts. Where a lot of people are defaulting to the ductless that go on the wall, those have their purpose. They have their place. But there's going to be more lines running the outside of your walls. There's going to be less filtration of the air. So you might have to find a secondary way to clean your air, and it won't be able to humidify or dehumidify. So we always try to go with the ducted when possible. If not, then the ductless does have its place.
Well, that makes sense. And you always make sense, Jeff Flaherty. And I want to thank you for being here with us today, folks. He's an energy award winning contractor. I think Mike said that earlier, and he's right here in our community. So he excels in making homes cozy and efficient, and he improves performance and air quality. Wise Home Energy is the Rochester expert in home performance for comfort and savings. So please call them. Jeff will help you with the incentives, rebates, and all that good stuff. It's a one-stop shop for home performance. Thank you again, Wise Home Energy and Jeff Flaherty, wisehomeenergy.com, or you can call him 585-595-2929. Peter Gordon's up next, and he's going to join us with some info and incentives on clean air for your home. Stay right there.
Jeff, you and I are going to talk.
All right, sounds good.
Hello. We're getting heavy duty rocking here, and we are back with Seniors Rock Radio if you just tuned in. And we're going to continue talking now about efficient and cozy homes. And often today, our homes are actually where we do business, like I do a lot. We spend time there even more than ever. So, air quality is something that is often overlooked, but it shouldn't be because the benefits of clean air are pretty astounding. And I've learned that from experience in having our home air ducts cleaned by indoor air professionals. Joining us now is Peter Gordon, founder and indoor air quality specialist. Peter and his brother started the company back in 92 when the only form of duct cleaning was a giant suck truck that removed from about 10% of the contamination inside the ductwork. That's no good. So, to this day, they now have the only technology that is specified by engineers for use in hospitals, and it cleans 95 to 99% of all the contamination out of the ductwork. Other systems only clean about 40 to 50, so check that out. That's a big difference. Indoor Air Pros has cleaned thousands of homes and places of business, and they're the largest supplier to the U.S. Navy. I love mentioning that. I think it's cool. They're a local family-owned business, and they have offices right here in Rochester on University Avenue, and they're in Lancaster, New York, and San Diego, California, because they're servicing there. And They're servicing the second largest naval base in the country. And I am so happy, and we are lucky to have Peter here today to chat with us in person about ways to improve our indoor air. I'd like to welcome him now. Hi, Peter. Welcome back.
Hey, thanks so much, Joanna, and Mike. Yeah, it's always a pleasure to be here with you guys, and you just really hit the nail on the head with what you just said. Regarding the duct cleaning there. You're a quick study.
Thank you. I
So
think
let me
Mike
ask
has
you a
some
question and,
questions.
welcome aboard. Good to see you. Um, I don't know anything about this, so educate me. Why is the duct cleaning technology and process that indoor air pros use so radically different than anybody else that's out there?
Okay, great question. So if you or I or anybody else want to go into the duct cleaning business, you can go purchase equipment. The most popular stuff is called a roto brush. It's like a shop vac with a spinny brush on it. And that's limited because it can't go through volume dampers and it won't go up riser stacks. And I'm going to say this, it just doesn't suck. Okay. So it just,
I was going to say, can you
it'll
get a
clean.
suck truck? I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So it only cleans about 20 to 40% of the contamination out of the ductwork. So then we advance to a combination of brushes with what's called an air whip. But the compressors used with these, now we're going to a $20,000 system, is a compressor that's used like on a construction site to drive a nail gun or blow up tires. And that just doesn't get it done. That can get you to maybe 50%. And we have a system that goes, we'll get 95% because the compressor used is the same compressor that you would see like on the 390 driving two jackhammers. And the nozzle is like a turbine on a jet engine. So that gets in all the corners, sides, tops. So that's how we get to 95%.
Gotcha. So besides having your ducts cleaned, is there anything else that people can do in their homes to help improve the air quality?
Yes, for about the last 25 of our 31 years, we've had a line of medical grade air purifiers under the Healthway brand that is actually 40 times more efficient than HEPA filters. So these units are spectacular. They come in basically three sizes that we sell, one for 500 square feet, one for 1,200 square feet, and one that you can actually connect to your furnace, which covers the whole house that's serviced by your forced air system. And these units, cutting to the chase, how are they 40 times more efficient than HEPA? Well, they go down to HEPA filtration is 99.97% efficient down to zero point 0.3 microns. And this technology is 99.99%, but down to 0.007 micron size. So that's way smaller. And typical virus, let's go back to the coronavirus. That micron size is 0.08 to 1.6 micron in size. So you can see the HEPA doesn't, it just doesn't trap more than half the spectrum of that.
So I'm getting a sense that there's a lot of examples of return on investment with your services and medical grade air purifiers. What else do you want to talk about on that?
Okay, yeah, so that's a great one. Well, I first put it to the test about 20 years ago. We have family members from New England that would come and visit. We had two cats at the time, and we'd forget. She'd walk in the front door, throat closes up, eyes puff up, and they'd have to go to the Hampton Inn, to stay. They couldn't stay at our house. So we get the Healthway, put it on high in the guest bedroom, for 5 hours, shut the door, put it in the family room. We got rid of the cats for the stay, and she was fine in the house. So there's one, $90 a day for the hotel. But I've had people that have applied the machine and gotten off of medication, inhalers, steroid shots for allergies.
Wow.
That's what gets us up in the morning. So yeah, it's awesome.
Fabulous.
Wow. Okay, I have a question. It's that in between season now, and we get a lot of rain and there's humidity. And I have pictures down in my basement, Peter, and I'm worried about the humidity. What can we do about higher levels of relative humidity and mold that might be growing, if you don't take care of it?
Uh, I'm so glad you asked. So, yeah, one of our major product lines is a high capacity dehumidifier, and the brand we carry is by April Air. Okay, and they're just amazing. They have 5 times the cold surface area of a standard. We call the standard dehumidifiers basically Chinese fire starters. Okay, so anyhow, these are amazing, and they will dry your whole house. They'll save you money on your air conditioning because of that. And I can't
Excellent.
say enough of how they work.
Excellent. I'm hearing some great things here. And, I already have the duct cleaning. I'm going to be looking at these air purifiers at some point. But, Peter, thank you for joining us today and helping us to understand the importance of clean air. I think it's, just wonderful. And what about the incentives? Because those are wonderful too. Tell us real quick because we have got about a minute left.
Yeah. Okay. So first of all, on the flagship service we've been doing for 31 years, as you mentioned, 70,000 homeowners, all the hospitals, schools. Yeah. But for a homeowner, you can do 100. You can get $160 off, and then the Healthway Deluxe, that's the 1,200 square foot portable, is $350 off. And the product we just talked about, the April Air high capacity dehumidifier, $300
Excellent.
off.
Thank you, Peter. I'm going to have to tell folks indoorairpro.com is where you want to go for more information. They've got a lot there, so check it out. And you can call Peter directly when he gets off of this show. He's going to be there, 585-427-8020, extension 303. He'll tell you more about your house, your business, and how you money. Lots more after the break on Seniors Rock Radio coming up on News Radio WHAM 1180. Welcome back to Seniors Rock Radio. Boy, another packed show we've had today. I hope you've learned something and maybe take a tidbit away and share it with your friends and family. And I want to thank our guests and especially Mike Mateo for co-hosting. Mike's with the Village at Unity, and it's been a fun show to have you here. Any closing thoughts, Mike?
Couple. I want to give a shout out and a little bragging to both my community and my sister community, the Village at Mill Landing. We won the U.S. News and World Report Best Senior Communities in the country.
Wow.
It's the second year in a row for us and the first year for them, so that's really cool. But I had this really neat thing happen yesterday, and I'll be very, very brief. But I was down in Naples, going to the grocery store down there. I love to shop local. And the guy that pulled up next to me, man and a woman, had this beautiful little golden lab in the back seat and sticking his head out or her head out of the window and getting their ears rubbed. And I just made
Mhm.
the comment because you've talked about Loki and he's just an amazing dog too.
Yeah.
I said, what a great looking dog. And the lady said, would you like to come over and say hello? So we always wait to see, if someone
Yeah.
is going to let you approach or not approach. And I said, absolutely. So I went over and the dog's name was Penny and I'm rubbing her ears. And the gentleman just looks at me and says, wouldn't it be great if we could do that for each other? Just
Ah,
say
that's
how
so
nice
cute.
we all look and aren't you a good boy or a good girl and rub each other's ears. And I said, well, okay, only with permission on the ears. But I
Ah,
thought it was a great thing that just, yep, that wouldn't that be something if we treated each other as good as we treat our dogs? So that's what I've
adorable.
got for you as we leave today.
I love that, and it just give me a warm feeling thinking about that, but yes, of course, you have to ask for permission. Please don't go out and touch anybody's ears today, folks. But, yeah, it's great to have you here. I know, and he's there at, the Crossroads restaurant at the Village, and he is broadcasting from the restaurant, and I see him waving over there to the residents and folks that are there enjoying what, lunch now? They're having their lunch. I'm getting hungry myself.
It is. Crossroads is open every day, and we do breakfast all day long. So if you're hankering for eggs or something in the afternoon, come on in this way. Open to the public. We get a lot of folks coming in. The fire department will stop by and do takeout. The police stop by every once in a while. Folks from Unity Hospital walk on over, families and relatives, and just it's such a nice place down here. So I wanted to broadcast from someplace that was a little more lively, than my home studio in
Mhm.
beautiful Prattsburg, New York, where it's really just me and the dog, and
Aw.
occasionally Louise.
Aw.
So it was fun. Yeah, it was really fun.
I'm so glad to have you here today, and we'll have you again, as you know. And, I wanted to mention, folks, that all of our guest companies today are supporting sponsors of the Seniors Rock Show, and that's really important to know. We encourage you to seek them out for services, find them on all of them on seniorsrockradio.com, and you just go to our site and you can click on them and it takes you right to their website. So check it out, support them like they support us. Next Saturday at noon, Mike Robinson's going to be back and he's going to be here with Peter Syracuse of Benefit Reps of America. He's one of the owners and a very smart guy. He's got some good stuff for us. And also, we have a senior real estate specialist by the name of Lana Soroka. She's going to be here too with Mike. So tune in next week. We're here every Saturday. And we hope that, if you have any ideas for us, that you'll go on the website, seniorsrockradio.com, and send us a contact page. And just share. We won't share your information, don't worry, but we would love to get some feedback from you. And, we talk a lot about National Day this and National Day that, but today I think it's time for us, especially our age group, to break out the albums. And I know the young folks have. I know Pam said she has a record player too, but it's record store day. So what a great day to go out and hit one of our wonderful local record stores. We've got some real iconic places to go, and there's lots of fun things going on there at the Record Archive and at the House of Guitars, and you can celebrate the this record store day with them, and they're going to have bands and sales, and I hear there's new releases too. Mike, do you have a record collection?
I do actually. I'm starting to put it back together. We gave them all away years ago because that technology is not there anymore. And so I started cherry picking what I want. And I was able to find a collection of all of Duke Jupiter's albums. So if you're a
Cool.
Rochesterian, that name just went whoa.
Yeah,
And some of them were reasonably new, and some of them are rather beat up. But I've got them now, and I feel so good to have them. And every once in
it's
a
so
while, I'll throw
fun.
them on the turntable.
Awesome. I have some of mine got stolen by my children, but and they're gonna laugh because on the albums, you'd see my name and then crossed out, and then my brother's name because he was always trying to say they were his. So we used to fight over them. But now the kids have them. So anyway, Earth Day is this Monday, April 22nd too. So let's get out and take care of Mother Earth, protect our natural resources. This year, it's planet versus plastics. We're trying to get down on the plastic use, and we've been a boisterous bunch. This came back goes back to 1970. This Earth Day, and I was thinking we've been a boisterous bunch in our early years, Mike, and protesting and standing up for the good. We're encouraging you to continue to let your voice be heard at every age, and to remind the world that seniors
Here's
rock.
rock.